Here, welcome again to our 15th annual celebration of the life of a great man. I would like to thank our co-chairs, Niall McTarry, the principal of Pleasant Lake Elementary, and of course, Ida Turpin, counselor at Walled Lake Western High School, and Mr. Alec Bender, principal of Wixom Elementary School. He keeps trying to run away, but I don't know if you know this. Mr. Alec Bender has been involved in this since its inception 15 years ago. He's been a huge part of it. It's part of his vision that this continues. We are so lucky to have him and his leadership in this event. Thank you, Mr. Bender. As Mr. Bender said, our theme tonight is reflecting on the dream 50 years later. 50 years is a long time ago. Our students and many staff members perhaps weren't born yet when Dr. King made his I Have a Dream speech, and when then President Lyndon Johnson passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964. In fact, if you would raise your hand if you remember these events, that would give us an idea. Thank you, Fox Rod. That's you know, certainly that tells us why this message is still important today, isn't it? I mean, there are so many people here who were not alive when these monumental events occurred. What is important about this theme is that we are remembering Dr. King's important words and reflecting on them 50 years later, and that's how important his message is. Not was, is. Because Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s message lives on in you and in me. He spoke up for the rights of all people. One of the most powerful Dr. Martin Luther King quotes from the I Have a Dream speech to me is, "But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation, and so we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice."
Dear Dr. King, how did you feel when people insulted you? You were very brave for what you did. You helped the poor, you helped the African Americans, and you helped our country become a better place. Why didn't you get mad at the white people when they treated you badly? Dr. King, I want to tell you that African Americans and white people are friends. We are treated equally and we live in harmony and peace. Without you, I couldn't have the teacher I have now, the friends I have now, or the dance teacher I have now. That man that shot you is very mean. You had extraordinary courage to stop segregation. I think your I Have a Dream speech meant a lot to a lot of people. Thank you for helping the college students with the lunch counter sit-ins and all the peaceful protests you help with. Dr. King, you've accomplished so much, and we celebrate your birthday every year. I think you did peaceful protests because you didn't want to hurt anyone. You were kind to white people. If I were you, I wouldn't have been as nice as you were. I wish you were still alive, Dr. King, because we still need your help. Even today, there is bullying. I bet your family really misses you, and even though I never met you, Dr. King, I miss you too. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. One more in the name of love. In the name of love.
So what is the journey? The way I think of the journey, it's that humble beginning of being in relationship to the other, whoever that other is different from you. It's understanding the unreconciled history, the structural racism, the things put in place that have us in this mess. It's examining your own privilege, be it your male privilege, your white privilege, your hetero privilege, your able-bodiedness, all those things around which the world is normed and other people have not benefited from, while those of us who are like me have received many unearned benefits. So it's that journey from relationship to inclusion and racial equity. That's quite a range. So our goal tonight is just to kind of think about where are you on that journey? There's room for everyone, and it just keeps going. You know how that is, right? You get the crack in your windshield, you see it. You might say the Irish prayer, oh shoot, O'Malley, O'Toole, but you see it. You might slap some goop on it to try and fix it, but sooner or later, it's starting to crack. And eventually, you've got to replace the windshield for your own safety. I think that's how this digging deeper in racial justice and understanding difference, I think that's how it is. Eventually, you've got to change the way you think and act, right?
And they truly walk the walk of our school district's commitment to multicultural education and social justice issues in their devoted and dedicated work with the African American Awareness Club. They're creative, they're hardworking, they're intelligent, they're dependable, and they are caring young women who have truly made a difference at Northern High School. We are very pleased to recognize Ms. Semaj Davis, Ms. Oten Iban, with the Walled Lake Schools Friend of Diversity Award for 2014.
I am pleased to present our next Friend of Diversity Award for 2014 to Mrs. Carolyn Kevelin. You here with your family? Are they down there? Kids, hashtag mom is awesome. Carolyn Kevelin was nominated by her principal, Mr. Niall Makhtari, for her commitment to the Pleasant Lake Elementary community. Her advocacy for her English language learners and their family, as well as her involvement on the district-wide Multicultural Committee. Carolyn has taught in our school district for 8 years and is currently an English as a second language teacher at Pleasant Lake.
Wow. Thank you, Superintendent Gutman, Mr. Bender, Mr. Janecki, and my principal, Niall Makhtari. Receiving the Friend of Diversity Award is an amazing honor. I am humbled by this whole experience and excited to be recognized during Walled Lake's dynamic multicultural event. That was fabulous. I'd also like to thank Walled Lake Schools. I feel very fortunate to work in a district which so fully appreciates the principles of respect and understanding of others. Walled Lake has provided extraordinary staff development opportunities, working with Lynn Mangold on best practices in literacy and Kelly Iverson on best practices for ELs is irreplaceable. I have done my best to intertwine the two schools of thought because our students deserve to be taught with the most updated, research-proven approaches. I have a passion for learning and staying updated, and I thank Walled Lake Schools for sharing that same passion with me. I am proud to be part of this wonderful school district. In addition, I'm grateful to work with such an amazing staff at Pleasant Lake. I don't work alone. We truly synergize to meet the needs of all of our students. This award is for all of us. Thank you again. I am humbled and honored.
As he works with educators in our district, he establishes outstanding rapport with our staff members, which leads the way to deep reflection on difficult issues around race, social justice, and changing some of our current teaching practices to be more culturally responsive. Jay Marks is a wonderful man with a warm heart, you are, who has a unique gift of connecting with the people with whom he interacts. Truly need to meet this man. He is an outstanding and dedicated teacher for both adults and students, and he is a true friend of diversity. We could not be more pleased to present the Walled Lake Schools Friend of Diversity Award for 2014 to Dr. Jay Marks.
Freedom's not something you can store away. Freedom's coming and it won't be long. You must fight for freedom every day. Freedom's coming and it won't be long. Freedom's coming and it won't be long.
I wanted to thank all of the students, our high school students, our elementary students, our teachers, our staff, who have really shared the message together this evening. And as we go forward into 2014, I urge you, as Steve Spreitzer said to us, to carry on the dream, to question, to take action for social change.